you owe me $10. We made it to episode 2.
We had a little bet going on the side. Did you guys have a nice little lunch hour and have an opportunity to network and talk about some of the things that have happened this morning? Well, fabulous. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Annalie and Jessica, for coming back. You know, during our break, we had an opportunity to actually kind of continue our conversation. There was just a great nugget that each of them had that I'd really like to make sure before we go on to actually some of the other information we're going to talk about. I'd like to kind of look to Annalie to share your nugget.
Okay. Well, you know, we were talking about taking action. And a lot of us, we have to ask ourselves, are we thinking about taking action or are we actually taking the action?
Yeah.
Are we making lists? Are we shuffling papers and not actually doing anything with it? Or are we actually taking the action? And I loved what Allison Levine said last night. I wrote it down, big bold letters. Fear is fine, but complacency will kill you.
Oh, right?
And you know, I had this great conversation with one of my team members over lunch last month, and she had let her business just totally lapse over the summer, and she was literally looking at 0 shows on her calendar. And she had landed her plane, as Dusks, the great analogy that Dusks gave, and she was about to get out of that plane. But we talked and we made a little plan, and we talked about just simple word choices that she could share when asking for bookings, and different methods, the different texting, the Facebook, the whatever method it was going to take. And so she just shared her goal, that she had a goal to add a few shows to her September schedule, and would they want to be one of her hosts, because she'd love to work with them. And she added 4 September cooking shows in like 2 days. It was simple action, very simple action. So, you know, it wasn't hard.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So, Dusks,
you know, she's 100% correct. You do have to take action. You have to remember this is a business. And all businesses have to have a plan. You have to decide, what do you want from your business? What you want, what I want, what she wants, they may all be different, but it's what do you want from your business. Then you have to decide, what do I have to do to get what I want? What's it going to take? But the big question is, are you willing to do what it takes to get what you want? Sometimes those two things don't always match. So it's important to do that so you can readjust your goals and things that, you know, to match what you're willing to do. You know, I have a wonderful director on my team, Elizabeth Tafoya, who's here today.
Oh, is she here? Where's
she
Elizabeth?
Is here today.
Elizabeth!
Raise your hand, Elizabeth. Stand up, honey.
Stand up. Where are you?
There she is. Yay! You know, when Elizabeth started this business, she's one of the busiest people I've ever met in my life, truly. And she started this business, you know, just to have a little social outlet. You know, she loved the products, right? And so she started, and she really didn't have many goals when she first started. She didn't really need the income. Mm-hmm. And so she decided she wanted to earn Taste of Travel in New Orleans. So that became her goal. So we outlined the plan, what was it going to take. She was willing to do the work. In 9 months into her business, she earned the Taste of Travel New Orleans trip. So congratulations. Right?
Yes.
And then, as you said, the plane started to descend. Right? Planes can land. If that's fine. You're just never allowed to get off the plane. Okay? There's no exit off the plane. No exit door, all right? She's crawling out the door. I'm going, you're not getting out of the plane, okay? You have to rework the plan inside the plane and take off again. So she set a new goal. Her new goal, she has recently been engaged. And so my goal for her is that she can use the Los Cabos as a honeymoon. She just wants to be able to take her man to Los Cabos, right?
Love that.
So we'll see what we can do about that, right? But what was great is that we reworked the plan. Okay, it was a little bit of a stretch, but she was willing to do the work. You know, what's interesting is that through August, she has done average about 2 shows a month, done about 15,000 in sales. But in the last 2 months, since she's put the airplane plan in place, she's done 10,000 of those 15,000 sales in 2 months.
Wow.
Nice job, Elizabeth.
Congratulations, Elizabeth. Oh my gosh, on the sales and the engagements.
Right. I know.
Are we all coming to the wedding?
Yes!
She's like, oh my gosh, are they serious?
I know, she's like, no kind of pressure for
Don't
that
worry.
Right. But we're very proud of her, and I think it's just a great testimony to, if you're willing to work, if you're willing to put in the work and take action, that anything is possible with this business if you're just willing to try.
Absolutely. I love it. Take charge, take action, start today.
And Elizabeth, don't worry, we are known to crash weddings.
Poor thing is like stressing out. All right, well, thank you.
Oh, God, she's stressing out right now.
Thank you for sharing that, because, you know, it is all about taking action. You know, all the tools are there, all the support is there, you know, and it's just about sometimes you have to feel uncomfortable, and you have to be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, right? So, at any rate, let's get on with our second episode in terms of what we really want to share with the audience. You know, we have been talking a lot about Facebook shows. I think a lot of you in this audience have been hearing about it. Maybe you've tried it. Maybe some have been successful. Maybe not as successful as you'd like to be. But, you know, we were talking to Annalie and Dusks before the show, and, you know, talking about the fact that they have had such success, and success meaning incremental sales on top of their cooking shows. That spells also incremental income. So, we also have another individual that's going to come out here. You've probably heard her related to Facebook shows. And I'd like to bring her out here. And it is from Poquoson? Poquoson, I think I said that right. Poquoson, Virginia. Desiree Rose, come on out here. Yay, Desiree! Welcome to the dish. Thanks for coming out here. We are so excited to. I am silly. Yeah, well, we are so excited to have you part of our conversation about Facebook. And I know you've had a lot of success, so it's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, so let me get us started. I just want to hear from all of you. So we talked about Facebook a little bit. How are you incorporating Facebook shows into your schedule?
You know, when my business first started, my son had a white blood cell disease, and so my cooking shows were really good in the beginning, but he got sicker, and so I needed to supplement. And that's what this is designed to do, is to supplement that extra income that you need when you can't get out of the house and do the cooking shows. And so I really started paying attention to my generation. The generation of technology. I see lots of iPads all out taking notes and things like that. And so that's really where the key is connecting with that generation that's, you know, it's an extension of their selves. So, you know, making sure that you're contacting your hosts and talking to them in the right ways with their cell phones and things like that. And so Facebook shows kind of just started with that.
Yeah, and I so agree with that Generation Y. I know you're a Generation Yer, correct? And I think it's just so important for us we need to adapt, right? We need to continue growing and expanding our businesses. I mean, I'm a baby boomer, and I'm just, you know, trying to figure it all out myself, you know? So I actually am very surprised that Desiree doesn't have her cell phone out here because she's, like, attached to it. So did you leave it? Oh, you do.
I don't, you know, this is like an extension of myself, and I was kind of thinking it would be cool to check in from stage.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I like that.
So, you know.
Make sure you tag us.
Oh, yeah. For sure. You know, we just need to make sure that we're connecting in the right ways, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Tone.
Okay, so Dusks, how about you? How do you incorporate Facebook into your shows?
You know, a few months ago, we were on the Mediterranean cruise, which was amazing, by the way. Right?
Yes!
And when we got home, I was looking at stats and noticed that I was not too far, wink, wink, from hitting my million in sales.
Yay!
So, like I said earlier,
Which you did.
I did. Yes. I put a plan together to see if I could do it, was willing to do it. And I really couldn't add any more shows to my schedule. So I had to find another way to bring in sales. And so I've been watching Desiree and all of the success that she had, so I thought, why not give it a shot? I will tell you that in the last 2 months, Facebook shows helped me tremendously because I've had over $11,000 in sales in 2 months.
Wow. Is that awesome? Woo! Rockin'. So,
Annalie?
Yeah, you know, I was blessed to have 3 awesome trips this summer. I was gone from my home for 37 days. And I was kind of looking at my calendar thinking, how in the world am I going to have the income that I normally do over the summer when I'm gone this much? And so I kind of jumped on the Facebook bandwagon, thanks to Desiree, and gave it a try. And over the summer, I did over $9,000 in Facebook sales alone.
Wow.
And I looked at my numbers from last year in 2011, and comparatively, 7,500 for the entire year of catalog shows.
Wow.
9,000 in a summer
Wow.
of Facebook shows. So you do the math, you extrapolate that out.
Yeah.
That's like nearly $30,000 in a year of just extra stuff. So.
I know. I was blown away when I was talking to Annalie about this on the phone because it was like, oh my gosh, she just started really using this. What was it, May-ish?
Yeah, just end of May.
She sat down and just figured out for the rest of the year that she would have anywhere from 15 to 20,000 incremental sales over her cooking shows. I mean, I think that's just rock and stopping. So,
Okay.
Yeah, and I really think it's important. I do about 12 to 18 a month, and my team's Facebook show average is around $800 a show. And that's collectively with my team, and not just the sales. I think it's really important that everybody knows this is a recruiting tool as well. I have 4 team members on my team that I've never laid eyes on, and they are in different states than me, and my team is recruiting it, and it's just been something that, you know, you kind of open it up. Annalie and Dusks kind of went through Facebook boot camp with me, which was like a quick way, and I think that that's the purpose of this, is we are inviting all of you to a really quick Facebook boot camp. So.
yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I just want to tell everybody not to worry. We're going to have this posted. Actually, you're going to get some information on Monday about Facebook. So just so that you know, if you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, I can't write it down so fast. So, Tony,
Yes,
I wanted
well,
to make sure.
Well, so I'm curious. So I hear 11,000. I hear 9,000. Desiree says you do about up to 18 shows a month.
Yeah.
So I'd just like to hear from Dusks and Annalie. How many shows do you average a month on
I
Facebook?
usually do about 10 to 12.
10 to 12?
Yeah, 8 to 10 for me.
Wow.
Yep. So that is just awesome. I know that you have also been marketing your Facebook shows. So how do you exactly do that, Duska?
Well, I think it's like marketing any part of your business. You know, I market it at my parties a
Okay.
lot. Just because let's face it, not everyone, no matter how many products they want, have the time in their schedule or are willing to host an actual live cooking show. So I always plug that there's an extra easy party that they can do virtually online, you know, through Facebook. You're also going to be posting it on your Facebook. I post on my business page, on my personal page, just like I would if I was looking for cooking shows. It's just another way to get business.
I think that's great. Desiree, what about you?
You know, to market those shows, at my show, I say that there's 3 types of shows. There's a cooking show, there's a catalog show, and there's the new Facebook show. And that's the really great way of just, you know, taking the pressure off of it. And I also use green light chatting. It's been a kind of a topic of discussion lately, is that chat area in the right-hand column of your Facebook application or online shows who's online. It has a little green dot. And you just pop up a message and engage them. Do not pop up the message and say, will you host a show with me? You know, pop up the message and be like, hey, how was your summer? Are the kids back in school? And then say, hey, I've got this new show. I'd really like to try it out on you. Would you be willing to do that? Just like you would, you know, ask them to host a cooking show. And also I use my status and I say, hey, I'm looking for my next 3 or 5 Facebook hosts. And then the Red Stamp app that you guys mentioned earlier, you know, you can text people and tell them, hey, this is the new Facebook, you know, application, you know, show that we're using.
So that gets me to my next question, which is, you know, what is the biggest advantage of utilizing Facebook shows?
You know, I was listening to you guys in the green room back there, and I really think that a lot of people object to hosting Facebook shows, or not Facebook shows, but cooking shows, because they don't know enough people, or people aren't going to show up, and it's the social pressures. You know, in today's society, those people showing up to your house is like an anxiety attack of wanting to know, am I popular? Am I not so popular? You know, and so inviting them over to your house can sometimes cause people in my generation that extra stress that they don't necessarily want. And so if those people don't show up, everybody shows up on Facebook, because when you have 1,100 friends, everybody's listening, right?
Wow.
Exactly.
I've got like 7, so 1,100.
Okay, Tony, that might even be worse than me. I'm a baby boomer, and I know you're younger than I am.
And I really think it takes the pressure. No one enjoys cleaning their kitchen. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't enjoy it. And there's occasionally times when I go into a house and the microwave is kind of scary. And so
I think I've heard some of those, what are they, Tales from the Crate?
Yes. And so on a Facebook show, the first thing I say to them is, guess what? You don't have to clean your kitchen, nor do you have to wipe out the microwave for me. And so, you know, it's just one of those quick ways.
You sold me.
Leftovers, dude.
He needs more friends. Exactly.
Well, it does eliminate the problem of